Regardless of what you are, the reality is the incoming administration is very pro-business. They're focused on delivering, next generation tax reform. They're focused on solving these immigration issues, both the border as well as the H-1B issue. We need to work closely on the whole notion of trade and tariffs, because that obviously is a big part of what they're thinking about, and bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. and all those things.
So for stop trading, we're going to look at Cisco, which got a nice price target raised to 68 from 64 at Citi. Positive catalyst.
Yes, and Chuck Robbins there putting on his Business Roundtable hat runs it. But I will tell you that I think that this combination of of Splunk, which they bought, and old Cisco, going to produce some terrific numbers. The cybersecurity program that they have, I've set them with the AI defense people, is very strong. And I think they're going to win a lot of federal business and a lot of banking business. And by the way, their competitors are very positive about Cisco's technology. I did not expect it.
Look at the stock comeback.
It's been a horse.
It's been a run.
It's been terrific, and I think that Chuck is a very reasonable, terrific person. Other than the fact that he strangely is an Atlanta Falcons fan, which does, again, talk about pass fail. That's fail. But Chuck's terrific, and the numbers are going to be really good, and the PE multiple is very low, 17 times earnings. This is a tech company that's overlooked. I like it.
Citi says could potentially raise its 2025 outlook. Jim, before we go, I do want to check on some of the GLP-1 obesity drug stocks, Novo in particular, because now the news is official that Novo's obesity drugs are going to be included in the Medicare negotiating program. Remember, this was under the Inflation Reduction Act, which dictated that Medicare could negotiate drug pricing for certain popular drugs. That potentially limits the upside on what is a very expensive, what is it, $1,000 a month drug?
I think that there are a lot of people who felt that this had to happen. David Ricks would be one of them, the CEO of Lilly. I think that if you don't have comorbidities with these, then it's going to be difficult. Otherwise, they would, you talk about $8 billion maybe for Novo, and Lilly's drug is superior in terms of a weight reduction in the same dose. No one thought that they would be able to just run amok. And I think that while the stocks are down, it's going to be the greatest drug of all time. And everybody knows that. The persistence level of people who take it's much higher than what we're hearing about. Drug and exercise exercise has failed us, okay? Diet has failed us. So drug is the way to make it so that people who
now it'll be more accessible,
lose weight have to take it.
Last round of IRA negotiations.
But it's not a shock. I mean, you go sell it. I don't care. But it's not a shock.
Last round had a 22% price reduction for the affected drugs. So that's what we could be looking at. Jim, this was fun. Have a good weekend.
I like you too. Have a good weekend.
See you later on Mad Money.